Is Slovakian citizenship a good option for you to get if you want to diversify your personal passport portfolio into Europe? I've received a couple of comments under some of my videos requesting me to make a video about Slovakian citizenship. Now, it is a passport that I have briefly talked about in the past, but I haven't gone into full detail yet. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the primary things that you need to know if you're looking at Slovakia as an option for you to move to the country. I've been there numerous times. It's a beautiful country, very safe, very developed, very clean. But I'm also going to be talking about their passports and how good the passport actually is. So starting off with, how strong is the Slovak passport itself? Well, let's take a look at the map, which is on screen now. You can see that the Slovak passport is very strong. You have visa-free access to a lot of countries. The primary countries that you are missing out on would be the majority of African countries, couple of Asian countries, couple of countries where you might need an e-visa, but other than that, the Slovak passport is very strong and very good. Now, a weird side with Slovakia comes into play when we talk about their dual nationality law. Slovakia has some weird policies. They are liberalising, but they didn't always allow dual nationality fully. Since around 2022, they've made a lot of amendments where dual nationality is now very possible for the majority of people looking to become a citizen of Slovakia, or maybe they're already a Slovakian citizen looking to get citizenship elsewhere. But Slovakia was a country that did restrict dual nationality. Now, the good news is, as I mentioned, that Slovakia is liberalising on their dual nationality policies. It is becoming easier to get dual citizenship in Slovakia for the majority of people. If you are looking at Slovakia, maybe you have Slovak ancestry and you want to get that passport, you are eligible for it. You are not going to have a major problem with maintaining multiple passports. It's not as strict as a country like Andorra or Austria or any other country in Europe that really is quite strict on restricting dual nationality. Now, a lot of people like to use the phrase natural born citizen of Slovakia, and that does tend to lead to a little bit of confusion, because a lot of people would be drawn to the conclusion of, okay, a natural born citizen of Slovakia, meaning Slovakia as a country has Jus Soli policies, or citizenship by birth, where if you're born in the country, you become an automatic citizen. Well, that isn't necessarily true. That is not the case, because Slovakia, there is such a thing as being a natural born citizen of the country, but at least one of your parents has to be a citizen of Slovakia. So you can't just move to Slovakia, give birth there, not be a citizen, not even be a permanent resident, and then expect your kid to get the passport. Slovakia isn't as liberal as some other countries, primarily in Latin America, are with those policies. So just be aware that if you hear this thing of natural born citizen of Slovakia, that does not mean citizenship by birth. Now, you can also get Slovakian citizenship through residency. The residency requirements are a little bit longer than the majority of European countries. Most European countries and most countries around the world have a residency requirement of around 5 years. Slovakia, it is 8 years of, get this, permanent residency. So once you get permanent residency in Slovakia, it's 8 years beyond that point. So it is possible. I believe Finland and Germany have similar residency requirements for the majority of people. So 8 years isn't the end of the world. It's not that long, but it is a little bit longer than the majority of European countries. Now, Slovakia does also have citizenship by exception, where basically if you contribute a large amount of dineros or something to their culture or to their art scene or anything like that, something that will bring value to the country, they do also have citizenship by exception where you could get the passport. I couldn't find any sources as to exactly how much you would have to generate in regards to revenue within Slovakia, or how much cultural impact you have to have, but they do have a open policy where if you contribute a certain amount, you can get citizenship, but it's not going to be as easy as, okay, here's 5 grand or here's 30 grand, as a lot of people like to advertise on the internet, give me the passport. No. It's going to be a lot more, and it's going to be a lot more bureaucratic than that. Now, in all honesty, Slovakia does get a reputation of being quite a cheap country to travel to. Hell, I even hear Hungarians talk about how they often would go to Slovakia to buy things because it was cheaper there. Well, in my experience, Slovakia isn't that cheap as it once potentially was. You are starting to see Western Austrian prices, for example. So if you want to move to Slovakia for a cheaper lifestyle, yes, perhaps rent would be cheaper than maybe in a city like London or something, but it's not going to be as cheap as people on the internet purport. It's going to be about the same price level as maybe Austria in regards to groceries and things like that. Perhaps rent is going to be a little bit cheaper. Maybe you will have a lower cost of living that way, But in general, the remainder of things, like if you go to a supermarket or something, you go to a store to buy some produce, it's going to be around the same price. Let me know what you think about the points that I've raised in this video. Do you think that Slovak citizenship would be a good option for you in your personal portfolio, or are you looking at a different country? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you like this video, you can click right here, subscribe to get this information on YouTube, and be sure to subscribe to my podcast. I have a podcast where I interview a lot of people from different industries in the media realm, and also a lot of people in linguistics. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check it out. I'll have a link down below in the description. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.